I know you're mad because you can't, especially sisters are mad. Sisters are mad because they know they're cursed by God. They know Eve was cursed by God because a stupid fool named Adam sitting there. He's supposed to go to her and start the damn thing. She got to come to that damn fool doing nothing and got the proper ammunition and got to tell him, Adam, look what the snake is doing. And God cursed Eve for doing the right thing. Eve got to show this man, a fool, what he was created for. He got a penis. She got a vagina. What do you think they got both of these things for? Huh? Oh, yeah, you call it bastard because Adam and Eve hook up and didn't have a marriage license. You know, they didn't have any marriage license. There was no city hall. You can't show me no license with God's signature on it for Adam and Eve to get married. They went on down and got that thing going. So according to you, they had an illegitimate child. Illegal child. They had a bastard. Well, they didn't do no different than Jesus. Mary wasn't married to the angel. She wasn't married to Joseph. And she had a child named Jesus. He had to be illegitimate then. He was a bastard. His daddy, whether it was God himself, wasn't married to his mama, based upon the way you all been talking. So I go to the Nile Valley to find out. Is there something illegitimate about that? And I can't find anything illegitimate because in those days, the marriage said they exchange a piece of thing by value in the presence of witnesses, and that was a marriage. They came and reported that they were married to the church or the synagogue or the temple. That was the marriage. It wasn't made in heaven. It was made right there on earth. So I have to go back constantly to deal with this, to deal with not only these fundamentals, but the ancient Egyptians reminded me of that, the fact that they were African. They left no doubt in my mind for those who claim in Egypt, because they wrote in their papyrus the word that we call paper now, which the Greeks called papyrus, from the papyrus plant, which grows in only 3 places in the world: Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan. And they wrote on there, we, quoting from the Nebuchadnezzar, which you call hieroglyphs, we came from the beginning of the Nile, where God, happy, H-A-P-I, dwells, at the foothill of the mountain of the moon. Now let us see where they said they originally came from. The beginning of the Nile. 2 places. Ethiopia, the Blue Nile. Uganda, the White Nile. Both of those bodies of waters join in Khartoum in Sudan. Run further down north. Only major running from the south to the north. And then they join with a body of water called the Atbara out of Ethiopia at a place called Atbara in Sudan. And then continue into the Great Sea, now called the Mediterranean. At the mountain of the moon, there are 2 places called mountain of the moon in Africa. Kilimanjaro means mountain of the moon. And Rwenzori, Kilimanjaro between Uganda and Kenya. Tanganyika and Kenya. Rwenzori in Uganda. So the ancient Egyptians told us we came from Central East Africa. Regardless of who write, I had to go back to look at Donald Robinson and to look at Edmund Harris, and to look at all of these fellows who are now writing their nonsense. Once these Europeans who are now writing that the European now came from Africa, no more from the Caucasus Mountains. Because they ain't find nothing there old enough to write about. Who said now that the Europeans are from Africa, but they were in Africa before, 25,000 years before Those people called Africans. When I went to school, they told me that the Europeans came from the Caucasus Mountains. Why don't they go back to the Caucasus Mountains and leave everybody else in this world alone so they can starve again? And that's why I go back to Egypt to reassure myself and to let my brothers know and let them see, and my sisters, where it all came from. Where education, I carried them at the Grand Lodge of Saqqara. I carried them to the oldest known concrete building, stone building ever designed, ever built by man. And when you go there today, it looks as modern as anything you could show anywhere in the world. Go and see it. Don't go with me. Go by yourself. Go with somebody else. Don't give a damn who you go with. Because it's not going to change regardless of who you go there with. And you go in there and see the fluted columns. You go in there and you see the step pyramid of Saqqara. You go there and you see the 92 feet deep in the earth where the African man had already dug tunnels from one pyramid to the next, 92 feet deep. I go to see what my ancestors. So when you telling my child as the counselor, my child can't do mathematics, it's hard. Huh? Don't know science, can't deal with science, can't deal with chemistry. I go there to find out how the hell we dealt with it before a single European was in a single school. When the Greeks came to us to learn, if we could do that and teach Greeks and other Europeans, the Etruscans, otherwise called Romans later, if we could teach the Babylonians and others how to do these things, how come we can't do it today? How come my child is telling me he only could do social work? Can't do mathematics, could play basketball, baseball, football, but can't do mathematics? And when he played basketball, football, and whatever other ball, the money goes to white women anyhow. Well, and we stand there and accept this nonsensical garbage.